Hello and welcome back to Vintage Farming. Right, we are in October and it's just after 8 in the morning. Beautiful, beautiful autumn morning indeed. We do have, as you can see, a negative amount of money. We are actually in the hole, as it were, by £386. Now, that's not a massive problem for the first day's task, which is to actually cultivate one of our fields that we finished harvesting. Now, it is a problem because we have literally no money, so we can't even lease any items. And we do have a plethora of bales in and amongst a variety of fields. So the first task of the day is to cultivate. I'm only going to cultivate one field for now because we need to drill wheat in at least one field. I will have a look here very quickly at everything to see. Right, so we have fields 95, 85, 84, 106, which is our grass field. That will not change. 148, 122 rather, and 165. So 95, because I would like to do a bit of, sorry, here we are, crop rotation, right? So I don't want to put the same crop in again. I don't have to, but I do want to add a bit of realism as well, so it's quite good fun that way. So I'll probably do 95 as wheat. Because 122 is wheat, I don't want to do that again, and 165 is very far away to have to deal with bales and all that. So I reckon 95 is what we'll get started on. We will do some cultivating, drilling and rolling as well, all in October. We do have to get it all done this month. However, we don't have any money for seed, but luckily for us we do have, whoops, that's the pavement, we do have some seed bags in storage, so we are very, very fortunate with that. We can do some contracts though, if need be. We do have some equipment as well. The money that we lost went to the leasing fee, because we do now have the lease to own. I believe it was the first or second episode I said, nah, maybe I won't have lease to own mod, but then I've decided, why wouldn't I? I don't see why it couldn't apply to a vintage situation, right? And this situation is perfect because everything's very expensive. And you're right, mate. Right, very quickly, before we proceed any further, I want to get everyone's opinion on collectibles. Right, I could go around, well, ignoring him. Is he letting me know there's a collectible? Right. Collectibles, what are your thoughts? Should we ignore them? Should we collect them? I did not knock that sign down. That's unfortunate. Someone has come through here. Yeah, let me know your thoughts on collectibles, and I believe... Yep, I went straight past field 95. So we'll head back there, and I will see you in the field. Alright, field 95. So we'll lower it down, but I'm a bit concerned that we're going to have some issues. Oh no, look at that. It's alright. I reckon we can go a bit quicker than 7 kph. But if we cannot, then we may have to go and get the Z-Tour. There we are. So once we're at the top of the hill, but this is literally hills up on both sides. So I reckon that we'll have to do something about that. I'm also noticing that this cultivator is absolutely tiny. And this field is rather large for the size of the cultivator. But that's all we have. So this is part of the vintage aesthetic for me, is that it's bound to be a challenge in some respect. In this case, we have tiny equipment and a fairly large field. So yeah, we do have to cultivate every single field as well. Oh no, what have I done there? Is that mine? Oh, many apologies to whoever owns that grass field. Perhaps we will in the future. Right. I reckon this is not going to work. We do need to get the Z-Tour. I was hoping to use the Ursus for a final job of the season in the fields. But nah, unfortunately it's just a bit too underpowered to take on these hills. So we'll go down the other side now that we're going downhill. And then we'll go and collect the Z-Tour, which I believe is still connected to our class baler in the field. So we'll go get that sorted, and then we can return here to carry on with the cultivating. We will also have to drill and roll, as I say, all in the same month to get that roll yield bonus. But that should be absolutely fine. We have everything we need to get that done. We don't have to do any contracts just yet until we actually need money. But I would like to lease a bale trailer, a proper bale trailer. We don't have... I'll just lower that down, disconnect it, detach. There we go. We have a trailer that can convert to a bale trailer, but I'd like to get a bale specific trailer. Right, we'll swap tractors and we'll see you back here in a moment. Alright, we have the Z-Tour attached. Now we can turn the beacon off and let's try up this side again, just to see how it goes. Oh, well, I'd say first off, that's, yeah, immediately better. Yeah, so although it will take some time still, because it's still a small cultivator, I believe it's under 3 meters. I don't think it is 3 meters. But it's just a bit wider than the tractor, so if I can keep a nice line on, I should. I might miss some bits as I miss bits. I say that as I miss the bits. Bloody Nora. Right, we'll get... It is just such a small implement, but that's fine. We will get used to it. Not only that, but as I said, miss bits, I'll come back and get them. It's absolutely fine. Good thing is that we only have to really worry about one crop this month. Right, I suppose I never did have a look proper at the calendar. I'm just assuming. Right, okay, so wheat is the only thing we can put in, but all the way up till November, so that's pretty good. But I reckon we won't do that. We'll do it in October, and then, yeah, we'll save the other fields for everything else. Focusing on, of course, pigs, because we do have a pig sty as well, so we can focus on sorghum, or, of course, corn, and sunflowers, soybeans, but primarily sugar beets. Absolutely excited to do some of that. Right, we'll hop to the other side here. This really shan't take too long, and but we'll tuck it into a nice little time lapse, and then of course I'll tidy up any future missed bits as well. Right, well, we have just about finished all of the cultivating. I believe there's this bit, and yeah, there was a bit of a strip that I probably could have got all in one, but I knew there was this left to get anyways. So, now that the cultivating of this particular field is just about complete, I will of course peruse around for any missed bits that I might have in fact missed. Oh, right here in fact there is a bit. And then I'll make sure that it's all good to go, and then we'll head back to the farm and I'll collect the seeder, put some seed in, and we can come here and get some wheat drilled in. So yes, I will tidy this final strip here and have a look at the map, make certain that everything's fine. Then we can get on drilling going. Also, might have noticed I dropped it down to 3 times speed. I felt that 5 was a bit quick for how quickly we were moving around and all that, but I'll probably adjust it as we go, just to see, because it might be that, you know, 3 is best sometimes and 5 is best other times. Right, well, it looks pretty good. I'm very pleased with this, even though it was such a small cultivator. And look at that view, beautiful view over there. all over, really. Oh yes, this way as well. Right, let's have a look at the field in question. Have we fully... Oh, we have. We've even cultivated extra. Perfect. We'll see you back here with the seed drill. Alright, just connect to our Isaria 6000 seed drill. Now I'm hoping I can fit it in to here, because this is where we have our seeds stored. We also have fertilizer in there as well. But we may not be able to fit the drill in. Nope. Right, we'll fetch the Massey and we'll get some seed out. Suppose we could just do that very quickly. Ah, the baler might be in the way. Right. Get that open. I reckon... Yeah, it's in the way. Right, we'll get the sys out as well. We're using all the tractors today. I believe I might have set the fuel to a more realistic setting, because I've noticed as well that my fuel is going quite quickly. But these are small tractors, so that could also just be the fact that they have small tanks, I reckon. But nevertheless, we are running out of fuel in all of our tractors, which means we do need some money soon. So actually, I'm going to just tuck this very nicely in here. Right, it doesn't have to be perfect, that's fine for now, just to get it out of the way. I'd like to have a look at our contracts. Let's hop on the Massey, fire it up, hop down to contracts. Right, okay. So we could do some baling. But that would require, that's probably a fairly large field. 36, just for reference. 36 is 36, 32, 33, 4. Right, it's a bit scattered, that. It's probably right in front of my face. Anyways, I assume it's going to be a fairly large field, because it's quite a good pay. Yeah, doesn't exist. Am I blind? It must be right there. 36, unless it's hidden away. Right, it must be in this area here. No matter, I'm not going to search for it any longer. We could look, though, at other contracts closer. Doesn't have to be baling. We do have a baler, but doesn't have to be that. Ooh, a nice small cultivating job as well. I do like this... this, I believe it's the better contracts mod, I believe, where it gives a few details about the job as well, which is very fascinating, very interesting, very handy. Right, we could do harvesting as well. Anything but... Right, just soybeans, really. So if we could do a nice soybean harvest... Let's have a look. Where's 114? This one might be easier to find. If it's too far away... I cannot be bothered with it. Ah, that's fairly large, but it is soybeans. They would go far, and that's a nice chunk of money as well that we could get for it. So we'll look at that in. We'll look at that later on. We do have other things to tend to first. I would like to try and get all of our fields dealt with first. Our own fields, in this case the one. We're only dealing with the wheat field for now. The rest can be dealt with in the spring, so it's not all that bad. Right, we'll just get one pallet, and we'll just bring it out. Right, this is quite heavy, even with the big weight on. Right. For now, I might just set it here, because it is in bags, so it's not like it has to be inside or anything. Right, we'll just put that there. I'll just tuck the Massey over here for now. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that opened. Very handy. Right. Get that filled up. And wheat is already selected, which is fantastic. So we'll get that closed, and we'll see you in field 95. Alright, so here's to hoping that... Let me get the beacon off. Here's to hoping that this works effectively. Right, we've got wheat in, we've got it lowered, we've got it on, and now we're going. I think that's working, and at a fairly effective speed, but I should I should pop out and have a look at the map. Oh, fantastic. So it shows we have growth. What are we growing? Wheat. Happy days. Alright. So yes, as I've said, this is the priority, getting our own fields tended to first. We can then follow up with a contract of some kind. Ideally, I might have a look at them off. There's loads of contracts, so I might have to have a look off camera just to see if there's one that's best suited for us. Whether it's a, well, we could even do a drilling contract if there is one available nearby. But the thing is, I would like to keep it as local as possible, meaning to keep it nearby. Right. Well, we will sort that. I will probably focus on the same side here. Yeah, I'll just go up and down, side by side. It's a bit difficult to see, but not too bad. You can see it pretty good in the light. But it will be nice as well to get in the future get a bigger cultivator, or even a direct drill, which would be ideal. But it again, as per essentially the only rule of the series, is that it has to be vintage. And it's not even a rule, it's called vintage farming. Why would there be anything but vintage? Let's crack on with the drilling. Right. Well, the drilling is essentially done. Look at that. That wasn't actually all that bad, even for the small size. I believe it is a 3-meter drill, but even so, very nice. Very nice job. Although the one thing I will be cautious of in the future is this bloody hill. Yeah. We fell down it once. I might include it in the time-lapse, probably, just for fun. Anyways, let's have a very quick look. Seems we've missed a small bit here on the very end. Can't quite tell where, so might just cover this area again. And what we can do now that that's all done, is we can head back to the farm. We'll collect our roller, and we'll see you back here in the field. Right, well, this is definitely one thing that is probably our biggest implement, to be honest, at 4 meters. Getting out of the yard and getting here on the road was actually a bit more difficult than I could have imagined. But as long as the Z-Tour are beautiful, I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased that there's very little struggle happening. Because I was actually a bit worried, you know, with the rollers, especially the bigger they get, the heavier they are. But the fact that the Z-Tour is powering through is commendable and very impressive as well. Yeah, so I do think that this will probably take the least amount of time to do for all the jobs we've done. Following this, now that this field is completely ready, I would like to go about cultivating more of the fields that we have. Here, I'll just go to the far side. However, I'd like to see what we can get done for contracts before we need to, just in case we have the ability to upgrade our cultivator. Now, I'm not in any big rush to do that, but it is nice to look at the options, because we are trying to expand, but we do have loads of fields as it is. Of course, we're always going to try and expand. I don't think we have to buy any new fields, but if we can get the ones we have done quicker, then that will just be more beneficial for the future of the farm as well. Right, enough rambling about all the farm in the future. We will take it one day at a time, and at this current moment we're just getting some rolling done. I've learned better than to go too quickly down the hill, so I will be very cautious about that hill from here on out. Alright, well, we'll crack on with a rolling. There's always something nice to be said about a freshly rolled field as well. It just looks so clean and ready for growth. There was one little small section at the far side that I missed with the cultivator, and then in turn with the drill as well. Oh, please not again. Right, well, we are going to go adventure down the hill, I reckon. Unless we can reverse out. Oh, good. Good. Right, well, we're all done with this. I suppose the next task would be to find a contract. So that's what we'll do. I will have a look off camera just to look it through all of them, because there are many, and we'll find a contract for us. Right, as you can see, we are in the harvester, or on the harvester I suppose. What a beautiful view though. I do love this view. Right, we are heading to... Sorry, it's a bit leggy at the moment in the first person. Here we can switch over to third. We are heading over to a different field, because I have found a contract for us to do. We'll just lift the header up, gently place it. Don't know how I got so close to that tree. That should be fine, just like that. Oh, right. So I will attach to the trailer, and then I will head to the I haven't accepted it yet, but I will show you first, because I have had a proper look. There are many of them. A baling contract would be a bit much, because we have a very small mower as well. So we are all the way up here, 165. As you can see, there are a few things that are ready to harvest, but 114 is the field we will be doing. So it is soybeans, and I do really love the details it provides, including profit per minute, profit from harvest. So that is ideally what we would get on top of this price here. This price, but potentially this is that price with the profit. I'm not certain. Anyways, we are going to accept it, not borrow the items, because we are going to use our own. Oh, for a second I thought it was a fertilizing contract, but that was just the next one selected. Phew, right. Well, we'll make our way over to field 114, and I have realized we can actually make our way through the middle of the map instead of going all the way around. So we can go this way, come all the way down. 114 is there, which is near our small fields, all the way down this road, and we're there. Absolutely brilliant. I will keep this in a time lapse, but I will keep my keep my map up just in case I don't want to get lost. So, right, we'll enjoy some nice views of the map as we make our way to our first contract. Right, well there is our field for the contract, so I reckon it's a good opportunity to use our little field as a sort of thorough way, I suppose. Use it to load the header on. Right, oh, we can turn the indicators off. Brilliant. Right, so this field is fairly large, to be honest. It is rather a large field, but it is soybeans, meaning that we won't have a lot to load. Not entirely certain how far it'll all go, but I guess we'll find out. Best thing to do is just start the harvest. Right, there we go. So we'll get this, we'll do a headland, at least one, and luckily we don't have to worry about straw, we don't have to worry about any sort of chopped business or anything like that. We just have to harvest. Right, if we can harvest. Oh, this is quite a an incline here. We're on the side of the hill, in fact. I was wondering why it was a bit wonky. Right, just need to get around this bend and we should be... Oh, it's going up the hill. Right, this is a very unique field, and I do, for that reason, I do enjoy it, actually. I enjoy the fact that it's a bit unique in this way. It adds a challenge, which is important. I think that's very important to add a challenge to these sort of fields, especially with the vintage aesthetic. It just feels, and I said that earlier because it's true. I feel like, why wouldn't there be, you know? That's why I was talking about having potentially dynamic pricing on things, because, you know, it's more realistic as well. I suppose we could even do a bit of first person. A bit dusty, but it adds a bit of extra to it. It's very nice indeed. But I will be honest, I do like having the third person view, because there's just such a brilliant world of colour around to see from every direction. Oh, and there's a train as well, look at that. Well, I knew there was a train actually, but haven't seen it yet. There it is. And it's gone. Right, this field, now that I'm looking at it from this perspective, is a bit bigger than I initially thought. So what I might do, because we have just recently done a fair amount of harvesting within our first few episodes, I will do a mixture of time-lapse and jump cut and all that, and we'll get it done before we know it. But the nice thing is... Whoops. The nice thing is you can't damage your vehicles. The nice thing is, rather, that we are now going to have a bit of money. I also want to have a look at everything that we can possibly sell, because we did make a fair amount of hay bales, and I would like to potentially sell some of those. We don't need to use them all, we have a lot as it is, but we also have some silage bales which I know will be worth a fair amount of money. Right, that tree is in the field, see? Sneaky bushes. Right. Right, yeah, so we will have no shortage of money. I'd rather not have to pull any loans. Ideally, that would be another rule that I would implement upon myself, is no loaning of money. Equipment leasing is fine, but because you do pay a premium interest on that, but you do as well when you lease money. But nah, I won't do that. I'd like to make as much of the money as possible. So that includes contracts. So here we are, and we will crack on with it. The headland approaches, well, one headland at least is almost done, and we'll probably do a couple more just to give ourselves a nice chunk of room. Again, awkward field. I'm not sure which direction to approach it from, but we'll crack on. We'll get it done. There we have a full hopper. Unbelievable. Well, not really, it's quite a big field, but wow. Fairly impressive, if I do say so myself. That is Q to find the Z tool, and to also find the trailer, which I believe is... Right, I'll open this as well. Actually, we can probably take a back way to get there. Right. Find the trailer, we'll get hooked up to it, and then we'll see you back in the field. Alright, Here we go. Right, so we'll get it nicely evenly distributed amongst the trailer. And while this is loading, actually we might as well have a look at where we're meant to bring it. So I'm seeing an exclamation point at the old General Mill. Is that where it is then? Right, so I suppose there's probably only one place. Yeah, seems to be there's only one drop-off point or selling point. This is very cool, actually. It's a neat setup. Oh, and there's a gate there as well. Right, here's another collectible. But again, let me know. Should I collect them? I think they're £1,000, so it's not like it's much. But either way, let's find our harvester again, and we're all ready to go here. I'll just shut the engine off because we are conserving our fuel. But we can now carry on with the harvest. Another full hopper. That's rather impressive, I would say. We'll make our way over there. We won't be able to fill... Well, sorry, rather we won't be able to empty the hopper, but we will be able to fill the trailer. I believe it's 8,000. We'll put the beacons on because we're going to need them to travel to our sell point. But we should only be able to fit another 3,000 in. Yeah, 62%. Right, fill up the front a bit. Fantastic. Once that's done, I will shut the engine off of the combine harvester because we don't want to incur any further fees as far as the hours yet until we need to. I'm hoping that we can not have to pay the next hourly fee this time because I should be able to finish this very soon. But we have to find out where we're going. It's not far from what I can remember. Oh, it is kind of far. Right, so we'll go down this main road, down towards the shop. Oh no, there is a shortcut there. Brilliant. Right, probably just pop that on, and we'll keep a close eye on it. But we'll see you down there in a moment. Alright, well, we've made it. Fantastic. I do like this setup. Oh, another collectible. Alright, just go around to the side here. This should be the only option. I don't want to bring it to the wrong place, but this should be the one. So I'll get it unloaded. Fantastic. Right, so we'll get this emptied, and then... Right, not quite yet. 80% transported done. Transportated. That's not a word. Let's find the harvester and very quickly finish the harvest. We'll bring the tractor and trailer back up once we're done, and then we'll get the rest unloaded. Alright. We've just completed the field, and we have almost half a hopper, and that's very good news. So I reckon we will get that bonus for the amount of 700 some pounds on top of the price of the or the payment rather of the actual contract itself. So that is very good news indeed. We will head back to the field. We'll see you there. Right, we are back with the remainder of the soybeans, and I really do like that little path that you go through the trees to get here. It's very, very nice. Right, so we will unload the last bit, And I'm really hoping for a nice extra amount. Should hit about £200 in the positive. Go on, look at that. Got £1,000 off that. Plus the actual contract itself. So we're at plus £520. Let's have a gander at the actual contract. I was wondering why money had come in, and that's why. It's because of the lease. Right, so we will gain another £2,000 from that. So we are back up some money. Not all that much, but enough to put some fuel in the tractors and also to, well, whatever else we need. We do need a bale trailer, so if I can lease one on the very inexpensive, then that's what we'll do. But for now, we'll take this back to the farm, possibly get the harvester back to the farm as well, and then we can move on. Right, so here we are at the shop, ready to purchase a bale trailer. So we'll hop into the shop area. Let's look at what we have. Right, of course the Dominator 85 would be on sale. Not that we could afford it anyways, but... And then this futuristic looking contraption. Right, we need to go to bale loaders. So all of these are fairly new-ish, but we do have a few others that are less so. This one would be great, but if we had only one bale to load, but we do have multiple. So I was thinking about something like that, but even that looks a bit new with the hoses and that. This looks very good. One of these two, actually. Right, this one's a bit heavier, which isn't bad. It just means it can fit more bales. I'm going to say that could maybe fit 6 on the bottom here. Let's have a look at this one. Maybe 8 on the bottom. I think we'll go for this one, because we are going to lease to own anyways. We might as well go for this one. Yeah, I do like the wooden look as well. Right, so the standard... yeah, it should be fine like that. The main colour is £200. Oh, it's £200 regardless. So let's go for... I know I've been doing quite a bit. Let's go for red. Nice. A nice sort of faded red to keep the aesthetic. That's a bit too pinky. Right, go with that one. Match the design. Oh no, that's not the right colour. There we are. Match that up. And the rim colour can stay the same. That's fine. Can always make little edits to it if we really need. Right, we'll get this something a bit different. That should be fine. And we're all set. So for 2,400, and we will be leasing it, so we can't change any of the colours once it is leased, but that's absolutely fine until we purchase, of course. So we'll lease for £122, and then every day onward it's 24. But forget not that that does go towards our eventual payment of the item if we choose to purchase it, which is very good. Right. Connect to it, and we'll head to... We'll probably head to the furthest area first. That's the one that has the straw in. We'll do that, and I suppose we'll have to bring the Massey down, so we'll get this to the field, and then we'll bring down the Massey with the front loader, and we'll get some bales loaded up. See you there. I always do like a little jaunt with the Massey 135. It's always nice. Right, so we'll start with this bale here, because we do have the one hidden away. And then we do have the rest of the bales to collect out of the straw bales, out of the wheat field that we had. Let's get a bit of a nice first-person view here. I suppose, right, we might... we should be able to get... It's a bit funny because we're on a hill. Every field we have is essentially on a hill, but that's alright. I was hoping to be able to get 2 across the bottom, but it looks like if we're very sneaky about it, we can fit 2 on. Maybe like that. But then if that is the case, might be able to fit like 10 bales on the bottom. Very good. Right, well, we might as well take the Massey over to field 1... can't remember what it's called, 122, which we are very near to, and we'll go and collect the straw out of there. Alright, so we've got the first bale of this field all ready to put onto the trailer, and we'll get it loaded on. Now it should work quite fine to have 10 bales on here, but we do have more than 10. I'm hoping 10 on the bottom, and then we'll see how far the Z-tool can really go with it. That should be enough room to add another bale on the far side. So what I'll probably do then now is I'll get this field done. I'll probably have to bring the Z-tool down here. All the bales, pretty much all the bales down here. We'll get this field cleared of all bales, and then we can make our way to the grass field, which of course can't forget we have bales there as well, hay bales. But I'm very tempted to keep all of the bales I have on the trailer just on the trailer and potentially sell them. Now I'm not 100% certain if that is my plan, because we have a fair amount in storage, but I don't want to sell bales and then need them, right? Obviously not. That would be very counterproductive indeed. But perhaps we'll keep a few, and then we can sell a lot of them in preparation of just making more in the coming season. But we shall have to see how it all goes. Right. So let's get this one here just to see how it looks against the other one. That is actually very impressive. I'm very pleased about that. If anything, I might even just put one on the middle, on top, just to keep it not super heavy, because the Z-tool might flip. Right, well, we'll crack on with this in a bit of a time-lapse. As you can see, there's only a few bales here and only a few in the other field. Well, we'll get it done rather swiftly, I reckon. Right, and just like that, we have 8 straw bales. And that should be about 40,000. Yeah, 40,000 litres. Oh, right, we have one sneaky hay bale here, so I'll just collect that one as well. Then we'll take the Massey and both the Z-tool and the Massey down to the grass field, and we'll get the hay collected there as well. So we'll see you there in a moment. Alright, just arriving now into field 106, the grass field. I really do like this field. It's perfect for grass because it's nice and flat as well. The field just across the way, so behind me now, is also, I believe, a grassy area, just on the other side of that little stream there. And it seems like that would be a nice field to own as well, potentially. Depending on how much grass we're going to need, because if we are doing cows, well, we are doing cows, but we will need silage, we'll need hay as well, and then straw, of course, from other crops. Same for the pigs. The pigs will also need straw to produce their manure, so should be good to get potentially another crop. I like how flat it is as well, that area. Right, so we've got 5 left, so I'll just put these. I reckon the weight distribution is best at the front. No, I don't know. Well, we'll put this one right in the middle, and we'll add the rest on, get it done in a reasonable amount of time. But I'm very impressed with this trailer as well. Very pleased with it. The other one would have been nice, but we would have had to do 2 loads, and we would have had to put the bales away before moving on to the next load. So it would have just been that much more work involved, which is fine, of course, the work involved, but this is a better long-term option for us. Have a nice big bale trailer, because then we can actually keep the bales on here and sell what we don't need, as I said before. So, right, there's just a handful left here, so we'll get them done very quickly. Start with the far side, and yeah, then we'll head back to the farm. final bale going in right there. Beautiful. Was a bit ambitious with the reach before to try and get them all the way across the top, but that turned out really amazing. I'm very, very pleased with how just incredible that looks. It's not the best loading, of course, but I reckon it's pretty good. Right, so we'll get that shut off. We'll hop back in here for a moment. Ooh, get them all strapped up. 40,000 litres of straw and 31,500 litres of hay. That is a very impressive collection of bales, and I reckon the Z2 will have no problems with the additional 6 bales I've added on, so it should be pretty good. And our grass is ready to harvest already, it says, but we will wait, of course, until it's got the nice yellow tips, as you can see over here. It should look more like that before we cut it. Right, well, that'll do for the end of this episode. Another action-packed episode here on vintage farming. I do hope you're enjoying this series so far. I know I'm certainly enjoying making it, and I'd love to hear your feedback. So as always, thank you so much for watching, and until the next episode, take care, and bye for now.